The Biggest Little Bike Network is RTC's current project that aims to increase connectivity while at the same time introduced more safe cycling infrastructure throughout the downtown corridor.
The biggest little bike network is a great idea, a leap forward to where we should be at.
The biggest little bike network fills this gap in downtown, which is so important, connecting so much of our commerce, education, where people live. It's a lot of trips through that area and to that area.
It's 4 corridors in downtown Reno where we're retrofitting the streets to create low-stress bicycle facilities, essentially. Most of these streets, they have way more vehicle lanes than they have traffic on them, so they're great opportunities to both improve safety by taking away some of the extra space that causes speeding and other undesirable behavior, but also to provide really comfortable facilities that link places where people are going, right? So one of the goals is to link the university with Midtown, to link kind of the West University area down with the Idlewild area, and really help people get to and through downtown Reno. We have a huge amount of growth in our region, and traffic growth comes with that. It's actually one of the major reasons why we want to advance bicycle infrastructure in the core. It's because we really need people to get out of vehicles. We need people to be taking other modes. We're doing parking protected bike lanes. We're doing a two-way cycle track, which means, right, it's not a shared use path. It's just for bikes and it's two-way on one side of the street. Bicycles will have their own signal phase at some signals where there's high conflict points. We're going to be having green lanes on part of the project on Virginia Street. Very green color to help really highlight this space is for cyclists.
In the fall of 2022, Kai Plascon arranged for the Dutch Cycling Embassy to visit Reno and meet with local officials and community members to discuss the best path towards making Reno a cycling-friendly community.
We brought in the Dutch Cycling Embassy that talked to them about, hey, what's a network? What's a bike network? It's connected. People can get from the hubs in the city. They can get from UNR, which is a hub. They can get to downtown, which is a hub. They can get to Midtown, which is a hub. And maybe they could get to the airport one day, which is a hub. I think that the Dutch Cycling Embassy visit really played a huge role in that, and that idea of connecting hubs, the places where people are and the places where people want to be, and connecting those so that there's more people moving in those spaces. Instead of that 1 mile on Center Street, we're going to get 6 miles of downtown network, which was a big win for us. We're catapulting ourselves to where we should be and where the rest of the United States really is with their downtowns.
From fast-moving, freeway-bound traffic to ambling pedestrians and tourists, downtown Reno presents a hostile environment for cyclists.
The challenge is getting through intersections. You can have situations where you feel really comfortable as a rider, and then all of a sudden you come to an intersection, and if you're unfamiliar, maybe that intersection puts you in danger.
Intersections are the most dangerous place for cyclists. Most crashes happen at intersections. For cyclists, it's very critical that they're visible. That's the most basic thing that we need to improve with our kind of standard bike lane design. An important concept in making them safer for cyclists and motorists is just improving the clarity of the right-of-way. I love about what's called protected intersections or Dutch-style intersections that they move cyclists up ahead of stopped vehicular traffic, so people can see them, right? And they also clear the intersection faster.
Vine Street, which is the western north-south corridor of the Biggest Little Bike Network, has faced pushback from local cyclists and community members due to the engineering challenges it presents.
I'm a 17-year resident of Reno, and for that entire time I've lived downtown. For only 1 year of that I had a car. A transmission went out, and ever since then I have either been walking, busing, or eventually cycling. The Biggest Little Bike Network is a sign of the changing times of the city. This is a 1971, roughly 54-year-old bridge that was produced to connect two neighborhoods when the freeway got put in. Underneath the bridge runs the ore ditch. It's an underground subterranean flood channel. Therefore, the only way they could get a bridge to connect these two neighborhoods was to go over it. And it's bringing attention to the fact that car-centric downtown street design is a flawed concept.
Vine Street really won out for this project. This is not to say there will never be facilities on Washington Street. Vine Street is really wide in places, and these really wide streets that don't have enough traffic volume to support the wide streets, they are actually dangerous. They cause a lot of speeding. It's actually a really good thing to right size those streets, bring them back to the scale of traffic they have. So on Vine Street, we're actually reducing the traffic using modal filtering. Bikes and pedestrians will be able to cross 1st and 2nd Street on Vine, but vehicle traffic will no longer be able to move north and south. Another good reason is that there's a traffic signal at Vine and 4th, so it helps people cross 4th.
The Vine Street, Washington Street dilemma. It's too bad that it's routed up this really steep hill. I think that's going to filter out some people. And when we talk about accessibility, you don't want to filter people out. You want to have it as inclusive as possible. So that's a bit of a missed opportunity. RTC in the city of Reno, we have a good relationship with them in the sense that even though we don't always agree, they recognize that we represent, thousands of people who ride their bikes or want to ride their bikes more. We would have loved to have seen more stuff that's up on the curb and away from like kind of the gutter kind of situation. Steps has got some good people working on it, and it is going to be a lot more of the kinds of infrastructure that's inclusive of all people and importantly connects. They're thinking about how to connect it to other parts of the infrastructure. So to design a network like that, they have to balance lots of factors. They need it to connect to places. They need it to be in a context where they're not going to create big danger points, where you have really safe, comfortable infrastructure, and then you come up across this intersection that's just going to be really hard to get people through safely.
So we're using programmatic funding that we get as a region to improve our air quality. So it's mandated that we get that funding to improve our air quality. So something that our planning group downtown was do something called a corridor circulation study. So they looked at all of the corridors in downtown and then taking parallel routes and saying, let's calm these down. Let's make them very business focused, very multimodal focused. Some of the corridors like Evans, 5th Street, they're not directly linked to the freeway, so they see a lot less traffic volume. So by using that circulation approach throughout the whole area, we are using multiple corridors to do more. And something that's very interesting about the pilot project is 5th Street actually carried more people overall once we reduced the lanes. We saw more bicycle traffic, more people walking. The routes that were chosen take advantage of what we can retrofit so we can get a network in a cost-effective way. So we've been designing this project for 2 years, which is a very long time. Construction is going to go all the way through summer of next year, 2027, to be completed next fall with all 4 corridors. So our leadership really wants to see it delivered. Our electeds really are excited about it. And most importantly, I get amazing feedback from the public about this. When I tell them about the project, they're like, yes, please build it. Let's go. We're ready.